That heifer right there just don't even care.
Take yourself out.
Happy birthday, America. Action.
Hey, y'all.
What do you say, folks? Hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening.
I think a lot of people must be having a boring Sunday. The way this chat's been going the last 20 minutes.
Well, everybody coming in, hanging out.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody.
Appreciate y'all. Ones of you here. We know a lot of folks are out doing the vacationing and this and that during as we celebrate our nation's birthday, 249 years. Mm-hmm. But hope everybody had a good one. Ours was, Miss Randy was asking a minute ago how ours was. We just took it easy. Miss Hannah there wasn't no getting out and going and doing. So we just, hey, but I tell you what, our tails was, to be honest with you, we was asleep right after dark. So I don't even remember hearing anybody shooting shotguns or fireworks.
I haven't been up late at all these days.
But now we tried, but we just didn't want to push it. And I know some of you military vets out there, or anybody that enjoys military history, we had an awesome opportunity, which we will have it again next year. Or
I was so disappointed. I was so mad at myself.
well, if nothing else, if it ain't too cold in January, we could probably get this opportunity as well. But we know a guy. All right, we'll just leave it at that.
A really nice guy.
Yeah, good people, wonderful, good folks. But he works down at the USS Alabama and does a whole bunch of maintenance work and this and that down there, keeps that place up. And he had gotten us 2 tickets to be on the deck of the USS Alabama battleship as they was doing fireworks for the 4th. So it wouldn't have been just but a handful of folks up there on that battleship to watch that while everybody else was out in the big old field out there watching the show. But he said, nothing else, y'all. We'll do it at New Year's and we'll do it again next 4th. But Lord willing, we can do that. Show y'all what's happening out there. What you got?
No, I saw people saying, "Hey, Dave," and I thought of SDC coming in, but I guess they're talking David Hoskins.
Well, I went through here. Well, we got a good little low crowd. Well, we're 21 right now. Appreciate everybody. So, hope everybody's having a good one.
All our friends are here.
Yes. Thank y'all. Usually she's been catching us on the rerun. Like,
yeah, she's been having grandbabies.
And for the ones of you who do catch us on the rerun, we appreciate y'all. Thank you much on that.
I'm glad you ate one for us, Brian. He said he did his civic duty and ate 2 hot dogs on the course.
Man, I've been had a hankering for a good old chili dog lately too.
Well,
I know it, but what you cooked was much better. Let me holler at a few of y'all right fast. Lee, got first this evening. Jack and Danae, good to see y'all. See Mr. Gary Stewart. Hallelujah be formed.
Miss Leona.
Good to see y'all. Mr. Randy Grayson. Uh-oh. This doggone thing. Joey, good to see you, Captain. Let me get there. Yeah. David Hoskins, good to see y'all, brother. Hope y'all doing well. Mr. Mike Tangway. I know I seen some more names. This doggone thing. Let's see, Mr. Mike Tangway. Mr. Russell Amon, good to see you, Captain. Keeps filming up there in that fine country. I hope ain't none of y'all getting in a bind with that storm or whatnot.
Are they getting a
Going
lot
through.
of that too?
Yeah, they getting the remnants of that tropical storm rolling up through there, but I think the biggest worry was like flash flooding and things like that. And
Hey, aren't we gonna push it before toward the end of September?
pretty mute.
Yeah.
Yes, middle to the end of September. We hadn't set a date yet, but yeah, I guess that's gonna be
That's what I
tradition.
was
September.
trying to type it out like that.
Who am I missing here? Jack and Danae, Mr. Bill Lee, can't believe you bees. Mr. Dan Weaver, appreciate those pictures. I'll be showing them here in just a moment, bro.
Hey, those
Thank
are
you
some
much.
great pictures, Mr. Dan.
Brian and Jen out there. Man said he got him an All American hot dog.
It's Civic.
His Civic did sound
Sounds
like
like all of
that's
them.
what I fixed that. Who am I missing, y'all?
Kimberly and DC just came in.
We appreciate all you.
Barn Hill.
All right, all right. Everybody moseying on in.
A lot of people.
Uh,
Oh, yes, DC's coming in. He just filled up the first bucket. There'll be a jar. He's entering the honey contest this year.
DC's in?
Yes. He said he just filled up his first bucket with honey. There'll be a jar heading out soon.
Yeah. And we will talk about, before I forget this part, on the Ute, because I'm going to show what's been sent so far.
He said the storm's staying east of him, but some places are getting hammered.
Oh, really? Yeah, and they keep them folks in your prayers, and Lord of mercy, that mess out there in Texas, all them babies. And that, we know you're not like that. Anyway, yeah, y'all, most of y'all know what's happening out there in Texas and that flash flood and stuff, but
Yeah.
absolutely keep everybody in your prayers with everything going on.
And, oh, Barnhill, I'm glad to hear your wife's doing better. It's always good to hear good news like that.
Absolutely.
Let's see, Lee said the 21st would be a really good day to do the honey face.
The
That's
21st.
his birthday.
Yeah, well, that's
Maybe we can work that. We're going to have to. I was telling Mike in the comment, we haven't set a date yet due to the judge's impending schedule,
yes.
but we'll be picking it very soon.
We may have to sweet talk Joey, see if we can kind of merge in maybe right before him or something
I guess
Saturday night.
we can tell who it is because we got the definite okay. So, but it's because of that. Can't really explain to Joey without saying who it is and why. So,
But we do have a judge.
we do have a judge.
And he got some minimal experience last year.
That's a
He's not,
professional way to say that.
he's not going to be shy on his opinion, nor will he
I mean,
know.
y'all have probably figured it out who the judge is going to be.
Y'all know who the judge is?
Joey,
Don't say nothing.
we were going to ask if maybe we could just swap with you, but because of his schedule.
Yeah,
and Sunday night might not work. So
I know there's one of you in here that'll probably hit the nail on the head if anybody guesses who it's going to be. But yes,
it's going to be interesting. No diabetics.
No diabetic.
But it could be a train wreck.
With
It could be a train.
his no, Yeah,
Oh, and I figured he'd be the one
Yeah.
to get it.
Mr. Dan Weaver got
Mr.
it.
Dan got it. Oliver is gonna be the judge. A vegan. I don't know any vegans, Brian. So sorry. So yeah, so that's what we may need to do it Saturday instead of Sunday. For what?
For
For
unofficial
unofficial purposes. So because he's gonna, he'll have school Monday mornings. I don't know if his mom will let him stay up late enough because it'd be another hour before he gets home and gets in bed. So get ready to keep me.
But y'all bring it on. Since y'all so fired up about it already. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's, before we get too carried away.
Today said I need Ollie's address. He's the only one who can properly judge money.
He's, y'all know from last year, especially Jack and Danae, Mr. It's Me Again, Joey,
Yes.
Russell, Coop.
Cooper.
Was
His
it?
cream honey.
Yeah. He had all y'all lined out last year, so.
Yeah.
But
He will never forget Miss Danae or me and Joey. So that's it. Up late and loaded on honey.
we're gonna send his tail right on home with his mama afterwards. He's all yours now.
I don't know. Y'all are gonna. It's gonna be something. Y'all. I don't think y'all really knew what you asked for when y'all was asking for him to do it a few weeks ago. DC talking about sending some of his spring honey to Bob Benny. See what he thinks about it. That'd
Yeah.
definitely be the one to ask for for their opinion for sure.
And that's a man that knows for sure. If you want the official taste, here everything's unofficial.
Y'all know that by now.
But just by chance, if you're new to the group, then it just wherever it goes.
I said it's just what it is.
Let's see. You want to do your prayer list, and we'll get into.
Oh, Mr. Van just sent you some picture.
You have to look on my phone.
It hadn't come through. Well, he might have done it. Yeah, we need prayer stuff.
If there's anybody we need to add to, take away from, and let us know. We'll surely do it. And if you can't read my writing, at the end, I'll let you know from last week. You'll write them on the back.
Okay, we got Mr. Mark and his wife, Ed and his family, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb, Mike Tangway and his family, DC's parents, the baby Lucas family, Rachel Wilson, her sister Amanda, and their niece Riley, Philip's mama, his friends BJ and his wife, Bobby's Bees and his family, the Gandy family, Hillbilly Earl and his family, Miss Leona, Steve Amos's father-in-law, PJ Hanley, Catherine's son and his family, Sarah and her family, Mr. Randy's mother-in-law, Miss Janae Wood, Kenneth and Chris Wilkinson, Terry Bertland, Redfish's wife, Miss Janet, Kenneth Allen, Miss Dolores, Pepper Rookie, Benny Ray, Keith Laramore's wife, Miss Brenda, James Creel, Steve O, Rodney Middleton, Kathy Baker's friend, Miss Williams, Philip's cousin, Mary Beth Hobbs, Lee's cousin, Stephanie Riley, Dan Garrison's daughter, Miss Jolene, Clay Bunner's daughter, Keith Laramore's cousin, Miss Brenda Amon, Clay Bunner's friend, Mike Berry, Lee's mama, Canada Brad's neighbors, Miss Brenda Johnson, Tom and his family. Let's see, Miss Connie Barnhill's wife, which he said she still needs prayers, but it's good to hear she's doing better. Mr. Dan's sister-in-law, Miss Paula, Lane Morse, Philip's brother, Shauna's family, let's see, little Emma Hoskins, Greg Dunn, and what is that? Idaho.
Oh, the Idaho firefighters over Ambush.
Oh,
The other
that's two F's. Okay, I thought that was.
Y'all bear with me. Lee, I'm sending you a message real quick, Captain. Are you?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you have a minute, Lee. Because for whatever reason, I'm not ignoring y'all, I promise.
Somebody else put in there, maybe, that he sent something.
The purple honey.
Oh, hi, Shane.
Ziggy?
Yeah.
My man. What's happening,
Came
Ziggy?
in here. Oh, you didn't see David. David, that is awesome to hear. He said Emma's doing good after her open heart surgery. She goes back to the doctor in 3 weeks.
Awesome.
That
awesome,
is so
awesome.
good to hear.
Yeah, let me get back there. Man, that's wonderful to hear,
Oh,
doesn't
the
it?
purple honey. Okay, you were talking about that.
Yeah.
Honey. Did you see it?
I found it. Yeah, I found it on the email. Mike,
True.
I'm gonna try if Lee is at home and if he can get him to load on his end and stick it into files or what have you. Because for whatever reason, StreamYard will not.
Nothing's working on his phone.
No,
That's
not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look in here. Thank you much, Lee. I'll give you a minute to do your
Shane,
thing.
how in the world have you been? Hadn't seen you in a minute. Tom came in.
Mac, kind
Yeah.
good to see y'all. Yep. Well, yeah, good little crowd this evening. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. What happened to the deal here? Where in the background? Yeah.
Please pushing buttons.
Where did
Oh.
let me get my bearings? Okay. It just don't want to do what I want it to do.
Oh no, Tom.
There we go.
I'm
While Lee's
sorry.
got these in here real quick.
You got that?
Yeah. All right, here is that purple honey. David was just talking about there. Or Mike, I'm sorry.
That is wow. You said you got a whole frame?
That's pretty good looking stuff.
That is wow. It almost looks like molasses.
Is that kudzu, y'all? Everybody saying kudzu's got that kind of purple look to it.
Mike, will you when you get that in a jar? Will you send us a picture of it in a jar?
Yeah,
I'd love to see like the the true color of that.
Awesome. So
That
you got
is
5 frames.
wow.
Hey, you just have to put some of that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking if we come across something like that, I'd pay to have that tested and see exactly what it is. What did Mr. Mike say? It's like $100 or something to have it tested.
I think so.
It wasn't too bad.
And let's see. The other one was, there we go. There we go.
Oh, you're kidding.
The Canon. Yes, sir.
Mr. Dan got you a fine shot of that one, didn't he?
Hey, I'm gonna print that baby out. And we're gonna stick it right behind me back here somewhere. But yeah. Thank you much, Lee. Appreciate you putting them up
Thank you
for
for
us,
your
man.
help.
Very much.
Save the day again.
Yes.
Lynch.
Let's see. Let me get us back on here. There we go. Then
So,
got a couple
Tom, do I
more.
need to put another star beside your name for special prayers? Seems like he's having trouble with his mother-in-law still.
Uh-oh.
Some say first blueberries from the rain. Huh.
That's pretty neat. All right.
1863 was the manufacture date on that cannon, I guess.
That's pretty
That is wild. Did you get to touch it?
Tell them to give me a fuse and some black powder is all I want to do with it, go. Because around here, when they do them reenactments, they'll let you blast one off. But while we in that, Mr.
Oh, Joey, I didn't think about that.
Get us off.
I don't know whether you're being serious or not, but
Mr. Dan sent us these of the Alabama Regiment there while he was up there in Gettysburg.
You can touch it. You can go up and touch the cans
Oh, heck yeah.
that were manufactured in 1863. That is wild.
Let's see. Mr. David there.
Duh, I knew that. We got pictures of us sitting on them as kids.
Then Chris in here. You seen Chris
I
yet?
haven't seen Chris yet. But y'all know Chris. He's under the name Kenneth Wilkinson.
There's Mr. Kenneth Wilkinson there.
Yeah.
Chris is daddy, and we'll tell him, I like the hat, my man.
Absolutely. I think Chris said he was a veteran.
Yeah, I believe so.
Cannon bees, cannonball bees would be in business.
You talk about put somebody in a bind, put them in a little glass jug and let them rip. Oh, okay. You don't go nowhere. And we're gonna jump back onto you real quick. Then we're gonna talk when it's hot. Too hot.
Maybe.
We'll see. Here we'll go ahead and show this in here.
Oh my gosh, y'all, that stuff is so good.
How did I do that a while ago? There we go.
It looks like fall honey, but it's spring honey.
And that there come from Mr. Keith Spillman, Half Tracks of Honeybees. On it. Are you gonna tell him what you told me? Because I didn't tell him about this batch.
Keith, your girls did even better than last year on that stuff. It is incredible.
Yeah, Hannah tried it. She's like, that was better than what they did last year.
Yeah.
And they did good last year. And then let's see here. This is Mr. Russell Amon's entry.
It's really good too.
I get that thing there, huh? That says it's going to be spring honey 2025 harvest there. And God love him. Whenever we went and visited a few months ago with Mr. Russell Amon, he had him a secret stash of some alfalfa honey he had inside. And he's like, y'all come in and try this before you go. Don't do nothing else. You got to try this honey.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked in, we tried this alfalfa. It's pretty doggone good. Heck of a bribe, Mr. Russell.
Yes.
Uh,
Top notch bribe, Mr. Russell.
But-
I'm gonna have to hide that from Oliver, or that whole thing will be no disappear.
that's that alfalfa there. But it won't be going in as a contender. This was bribe as
It was
Miss
a
Bryce.
gift,
We're calling them bribes until the youth.
but it's so good, Mr. Russell. You see how much I've ate out of it already. Oh, Mr. Russell Koopman, it is so good. Like, it's really, really good. It's sweet, but it's not like that overbearing sweet. It's really, really good. His girl showed out this spring.
Mr. Russell,
Well, Russell Koopman was saying Russell Amos honey isn't that dark and it looks
Oh.
really good. So I was trying to tell him that it is really good. It's
Indeed,
very
indeed.
good.
there's going to be some contenders this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the judge this year, he will not get a taste.
No, that's going to be an issue.
Well,
Because normally that's his thing this time of year. Every time he comes, what new honeys can I try, Honey Boo?
yeah, who said
And
you
you
would?
gotta wait this time, Bubba.
Yeah, ain't no secret. You get a little
No.
taste here, none of that. Now, we'll let you have a little bit of the old alfalfa stuff over here, but
I don't know. I might not.
well,
No, because he's gonna try to take it home with him.
no, he ain't taking that home. He
I'll
condescended.
get you a jelly jar. He took the whole jug of Danae's home.
Absolutely. I want this one. And he ate it up, and that stuff was gone in about a week or so. He eat that up.
That dude's a trip. Huh?
But yeah, we excited. I'm glad to see everybody else is getting fired up about it. It's just a fun time, and I'm looking forward to it again.
Mr. Russ. No bribes are necessary. I'm telling you, I'm perfectly satisfied with that alfalfa, honey. I don't need any other bribes at all.
That's interesting about that
That's
blueberry.
really interesting.
I've never heard of that, to be honest with you. But I mean, it makes sense though. They out there pulling on it, especially if there's a dearth or something going on.
Oh, sure. Well, he was saying if the berries buzz from the rain, like they've had tons of rain, and the bees are out there sucking the juice. No. A PS5, girl, have you lost your mind? No, he does not need nothing like that.
There you go, James. Keep talking. We're looking forward to it. We'll anybody, if y'all don't have the address or whatnot, let us know. Email us at Gunline, and we'll get you
If
the
you
address where
want
it
to
needs to be
enter
sent.
a honey for the contest, not to send a bribe to.
No, that's just
Not at all.
that's part of the trash talk. Everybody knows that.
It's just jokes, y'all.
I don't even remember who started off about it. It was either Philip or Blaine.
It was Blaine with the money.
Of the
Fake
$30,000 in fake
Yes.
money.
I think. I know he was one of the first ones that did the biggest.
But I tell you something, all the truthful, this is what we enjoyed most. We enjoyed the cutting up, the carrying on, the trash talk, and everything along the way with everybody. But when y'all do send us something for the youth, and you open it up, and you got a handwritten letter,
That's
and
my
they're from folks.
favorite.
That's pretty awesome. But
Yeah, James, the same as last year. I don't plan on moving till we retire,
yes,
Lord willing.
hopefully we retire soon. What it ain't looking like.
It's like, don't tempt me.
All right, where was I going?
is hot, when is hot, too hot.
Okay. Now, on a serious note,
Yeah.
let me get into here. When is hot too hot?
Mhm.
Because yesterday went down, and yes, our temperatures have been, I'm not going to lie, it's been hot, but it has not been like just,
It hadn't been the unbearable hot.
no. And there's been times in March it was more hot and humid than it is these last few weeks. And I'm not complaining. I've enjoyed these nice mornings still. When you walk out, you're not sweating before you get to the truck. But most of y'all know Hannah been under the weather the last several days and stuff. But
Mhm.
went out to put some peppermints on the girls yesterday and didn't do anything else to them. And that's kind of how we've been. Y'all know the process we're doing this year is make sure they got plenty of whatever they need, frames and such. Keep an eye on the hive beetles. After that, just let the bees do whatever they're going to do this year. And so far, everybody has done good and well. Uh, but we do have two area or one for sure area of concern. Another one is a potential. But whenever I'm asking when it's hot too hot, I mean as far as a hot hive.
Like temperament, not temperature.
No. When do you consider a colony too aggressive to the point where you're going, we're going to have to correct this and correct this pretty quick because the bunch we got from Mr. Russell Amon, between them and that cutout we did a few months back, we did the video on, between that and Mr. Russell's bunch and the little old split we done. Those are some of the most gentle little old girls we got out here. And
Little sweetheart.
yeah, they're not jumping on you every time you turn around, this and that. But where I'm going with it, and this is where I want some ideas from y'all from, to where would y'all go with it and how would you change it? But that one main colony, and it's that colony that come from Lance we got over there, it's that last bunch over there. And
They have horrible.
very bad attitude. And the last time we was in them, well, every time we've gotten in them, really, they've jumped on us pretty good. But yesterday I went out there and all I done, like I said, just put peppermint on everybody, closing them up, moving on to the next one. Well, I saved this bunch for last, and I told him, I said, if y'all going to act like you did last time, you just kind of well on your own for a minute. But sure enough, all I done, popped the lid off, and y'all, they just come boiling out. It wasn't like a normal, you'll have a half dozen or so come out, bump you, this and that.
Mr. Dan, they've got two deeps and a medium, two deeps and a super on there.
Yes.
So they could stand to be split, but honestly, they had the same attitude when they were a 5 frame kind of thing. That really didn't. Well, DC, we talked about that. We really, seriously talked about it yesterday when he came in from down there. We haven't had any queen cells this year. There's barely any drones walking out there. So I don't know. Make a new with a good queen and do a newspaper combine after you kill the mean queen. Okay. Um,
Well,
But I mean, our thing was, because that was the first words out of my mouth. Well, we'll go through one of the hives Mr. Russell Aitman gave us and see if we can find a queen cell and just swap the frame. Look, because even if we just unalive that queen, then it's still her genetics in them eggs. It ain't gonna be no different if we let them requeen themselves. But they have such a bad attitude. Like, I'm honestly very skeptical of buying a mated queen and putting in there, because about 3 different colonies from Lance's that we tried to requeen before, they just balled the queen. Like, bad, just balled the queen. And I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on that one.
Now, as far as getting new queen, that was an idea, just unalive her. And I thought about calling Randy and seeing what he had for some queens down there and just see if Randy had a queen or two to sell.
Mr. Russell's, Mr. Dan said you could break them down to 3 hives.
Well, that was a little bit I was going to get on, just for anybody that may be new to it or kind of got some questions on it. I went through and just asking a couple things.
He had a pretty good suggestion.
What's that?
He said, for you to suit up and find that main queen, then spend a week making sure there are no cells, and then drop in a frame with fresh eggs from a sweet hive. Swap it out and let them make a queen out of that.
Let them draw off of that genetic.
But what would get, well, I get if there's no queen laying for a week, then yeah.
Well, it ain't gonna hurt the numbers on that bunch out there. That's sure.
Yeah, no, I can't run these days. That's for sure.
Well, that was my biggest worry, because I come back in and I started looking like what are characteristics and what meets criteria considered a hot hive, and rummaging around on most of that, it either boiled down to numbers, genetics, or critters. So I seen like many of y'all saying split their tails down and get the numbers down.
Oh, you right on that too, Mr. Russell Koopman. Just don't forget to wipe out the drone brood from that mean hive too. And all that. I don't think there's been much drone brood though.
We hadn't seen much
at all.
Year.
Like, there hadn't been enough to ball up and throw at somebody. Did you see Joey's?
Mm-hmm.
He just said, "Did you see my post?" What did we miss, Joey?
Are you finding that? We'll go through what refers to a hot hive as a colony that is unusually aggressive or defensive, exhibiting behaviors like stinging or pursuing beekeepers at greater distances from the hive than normal. A heightened defensiveness can be triggered by various factors, including predators, pests, and manipulation of the hive.
But it's not pests. They hadn't manipulated the hive.
No.
They just got a bad attitude.
They've had a bad attitude from the very beginning.
Excessive stinging, for sure.
Absolutely. So one of the causes of predators, animals like skunks, mice, and even cockroaches that harass the hive can make them defensive. The hive manipulation, opening up a hive, excessive handling, especially without proper precautions like using a smoker, can trigger aggression. Now, I'm a 50-50 on that, because everybody else out here, we can just go pop a lid and they'll just look up at you. Y'all know how they do. They'll just look up at you. They'll line up on the top of the top rail. Don't get me wrong.
As long as you're chill, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, even
you don't squish anybody, you're okay.
Well, even like when we set the peppermint candies down, the only time they'll come up at us is right before you put that peppermint candy down. They'll all kind of jump up a little bit and they'll stay there. And when you put that candy down, Well, then it's like everybody idles on back down and they'll go to pulling on that candy.
Just gotta see what you're doing.
You got environmental factors like overcrowding, lack of food. They ain't lack of food, or even the time of year can contribute to a hive's defense. Yes, I get that during a dearth. Uh, then you get into genetics. Some beelines are naturally defensive more than others. If a queen with aggressive genetics mates with wild drones, the resulting offspring can be more prone to aggression. And I kind of had to bounce that one around with her. I was overthinking it. But that threw me off with the wild drones. But without getting into that conversation, how do I identify one?
Oh, look who just walked through the
Get
door.
out of here. We done talked him up.
Yeah, we did.
So did what
It
you
was
say?
good to see you, though, Blaine.
Blaine with no E.
We've been missing you.
Hope's been doing good, bro.
Tuesday.
It's been about that long too.
I hope you've been busy doing something good.
Yep. Y'all holler at that. Look at everybody holler at that.
Everybody misses you, Blaine.
Good to see you, bro.
Oh, are you catching a lot of that rain? He was reading about it yesterday.
Yeah, Lord mercy. That man.
He can't do much in all this rain. I didn't know if it was hitting you or not.
Let's see.
Ooh, so he's gotten about 15 inches of rain.
That's a lot for y'all out there showing up. Goodness. Yeah. I sure hate to hear about what was going on out there. Any of y'all getting in a bind, but especially all that bad flash flooding that happened along with the Guadalupe River. I think they said it was down there. So,
Sorry, I didn't say that.
you okay? Real quick, what to do about a hot hive? Requeen, reduce hive stress, ensure the hive isn't overcrowded, just like y'all was mentioning. Uh, protective gear, make sure you always got your PPE on, which we all should be practicing that anyway. Then if they're too bad, you may need professional help. I'll tell you what, if it goes time to call the professionals in, they just gonna go in the freezer overnight, everybody, and just we'll start over. But I did get into what are some breeds that some folks may need to keep their eye out for naturally, which
They say.
now they had on the news the other day for the county across from us that there was an Africanized colony that was caught and destroyed over there. But you know,
Well, Lisa was saying too that they never let it get out on the news. Whose chat did I go in for a minute? But Joey's or Grace, maybe it was Grayson's premiere.
Mm-hmm.
But she was saying that they found one in Mobile, like in the Mobile port, and supposedly destroyed it coming in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear about that one. That the one.
I hadn't either.
I mean, I don't doubt
until she said that in that chat. I won't say it was Grayson's premiere in the chat. She was saying that.
Let's dig a little more into that, but I doubt ours is. I don't think it's any kind of Africanized. I think we just got some very angry genetics. But it says some of them, like the German bee, the giant honeybee. I don't know, where do you say that name?
Gibraltar or Gibraltar?
Gibraltar honeybee. The buckfast, and I think if them Russians have a little bit of an attitude as well.
Well,
or can be
depends on who you
temperamental.
ask. Some people say they're so mean they don't want them at all, and some people you talk to say, "Oh, they want to trust."
Mm.
I guess it just depends on if you click with them or not. I haven't seen Mr. Mike Conley tonight.
No, maybe he'll be in here shortly.
I can't
Watching the
believe
background.
it's my first time back in 3 weeks, and he ain't here.
Joey said it's her daddy's fault that her baby's remained. But this bunch is they got to
Ah,
go.
there he is.
You
He
ain't
was
look.
hiding. I was looking. He was just hiding from us.
Telling them stories, your sister.
I wasn't. He ain't been in the chat.
Uh,
I hadn't
But-
seen him in the chat.
let me open the deal. Any of y'all want to come in and yak about it? If not,
Yeah.
we'll yak until we run out, I guess.
It's always good to see you too, Mr. Mike. Somebody needs to come in and talk to him. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last.
Uh, but any other time, we've had some hot bees. Don't get me wrong, but this one I say is about number one or number two far as what we've had. Because y'all remember early on we was giving our naming each colony after
Try.
an Indian tribe, American Indian.
He said his meanest bees made a lot of honey this year, so it kind of made him overlook their bad attitude.
Just look over it a little
Well, if
bit.
they make honey like that, Keith, I would overlook their attitude as well.
And in all honesty, if Hannah wasn't allergic now, like she is, to the point where they haven't. Pardon me, they haven't come out of the colony jumping on us. It's only whenever we open that lid is whenever they come out jumping on you.
Yeah,
But-
they're not chasing you through the yard kind of thing for walking past. Oh, one of them got a little button, though.
Oh, they gave her
She
a fat
kind of
lip.
stuck her nose right in an entrance to the beehive, and her whole poor little face was just swelled up.
Looked like she had a mouthful of Levi Garrett.
Yeah,
But the dilemma is either knock the numbers down, let them requeen if they will, unalive the queen to start with. Either way, knock those numbers down, or just try to completely requeen, let them go through a brood cycle, and hopefully by the time we start getting into our fall bees, their attitudes will be done changed quite a bit and calm down some. Excuse me.
I was laughing at Blaine. He said his wife just got back from Colorado, and she brought him a $13 3-ounce bottle of honey from a flow hive and told him not to get mad at her.
Yeah.
Man.
From a flow hive.
It was probably a good deal, Blaine.
You know what we could do though? I see Mr. Russell talking about doing these combines with the newspaper.
Joey.
It was untouched. Oh, I just stole the last of the egg pie. Nothing else. Full of Levi. You're
Yeah.
too late. You're too late.
Oh my gosh, it was untouched. I mean, think about it. You get a bunch of people that don't know that much about beekeeping and hunting. That's a good selling point. Suck them right on in.
Yeah, that's just as good. I mean, that's good. What I'm saying on a selling point, but it's one of those, like selling somebody grass-fed beef.
That's why she told him not to get mad at you.
This is untouched wildflower honey. You won't ever get anything like this here.
Exactly. It's a one of a kind.
We on pies.
You mean like an egg custard pie?
Spillman's got the deals going on there, Blaine.
Oh, man.
Blaine said, I ain't even tried to mess yet. I don't even know if I want to.
The color is interesting. Oh, that's great. She's just gonna tell you, hey, look, leave me out. I only paid $13. Y'all talking about thousands.
For this untouched, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The purest of pure. See, Clay's in here too. Good to see you, Clay. I missed you earlier, bro.
No, the egg pie is different because you actually throw it in a pie crust. Omelet, you just fry up in the skillet. Mike said an egg pie also called an omelet.
That's what I would.
But egg pie goes in a pie crust, like a real pie. The omelet's just peppers and onions and eggs fried up in the skillet.
Is it close to buttermilk pie? Has anybody ever had the both? Is egg pie near buttermilk pie?
You're getting closer with a quiche, Mike. I get it'd be more similar to that. Not typically.
Two different food groups.
Yeah, one's breakfast, one's dessert.
Okay, I'm lost.
Clay's had both. An egg pie and an omelet is two different food groups. Egg pie is dessert. An omelet's breakfast.
Yes. But I'm going for. Well, you come to the right place, Blaine.
See, in the South, Mr. Dan, the quiche gets the tomatoes. The egg pie don't. Unless you're just super Southern, you might eat tomato with it. But
Okay. Now she
what
makes.
about buttermilk pie?
Well, the reason I ask because Hannah does buttermilk pie every time we do a get or makes two of them at the church house, which about at least twice a month. She's making buttermilk pie, and some of y'all's tried a recipe there, but it tastes good, but I just don't like the texture of buttermilk pie. That's why I was wondering if it was kind of
You
like that.
wouldn't like the custard texture.
No.
Custard is more. It's more eggy. It's not nearly as chewy. It's not as soft, and I get almost as mushy as the buttermilk. But what did you ask him? What did he say?
Just comparing if the taste is or the texture, because that's where I will be lost on the texture of it. If it had the same texture as the buttermilk pie.
No, it's got a different texture. It's sort of similar, but he likes the $1 million pies.
One that surprised me, one of the ladies from one of the other churches around here, we do some work for her and her husband time to time.
Oh, squash pie.
Yes, she made a white squash.
I love
pie.
tomato pie too.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I was
that squash
hesitant.
pie was really good. Clay, did you not get supper tonight? He said, please change the subject. We're killing him.
Well, we're making Blaine hungry and everybody else in here too, I reckon.
Potato pie. I've had a sweet potato pie. I ain't never had like a baked tater pie though. That's a pretty new one.
Now, I do like sweet potato pie now. And a pumpkin pie.
Oh, he got dinner, but not dessert. Oh, that was a real thing.
It's a simple pie.
Well, he
Pineapple
said
pecan,
million. I like the $1 million pies. And I thought he was just
$1 million.
yeah, but it's that's a real thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to check this out, Larimore.
You may have a new church pie.
Maybe so.
He said, "Yep, sweet potato. Especially you get them good Mississippi potatoes where they
Oh, I love a sweet potato pie like that.
Chilton City, Mississippi, I think it is. Buddy, that's where you want to get your sweet potato from. Them
Yeah.
jokers is good.
Oh, that sounds good, Kimberly. You talking about chocolate chip cookies? I have to bake 300 chocolate chip cookies for Oliver's violin recital next week. I
Yeah.
don't know how I'm gonna do that. Oh, Brian, I got on a kick making some fried pies last year or year before, maybe.
Doing the little pies.
Yeah.
I think it was the year before last. We got into doing them
Mm-hmm.
little pies for a minute. What'd you say, Rodney? We done been through the beekeeping portion.
We flew through that. We on pies now.
Hot hives.
Yes, Joey. You fry them up like with some cinnamon and butter or brown sugar.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because our Louisiana brother from church, he gave me his mama's recipe for a sweet fried pie crust. And oh my gosh, you talk about just sweet and flaky and fall apart. I messed up though because I put too much fruit. We had some fresh peaches a lady gave us off of her peach tree. And I made up a little peach pie filling, cooked it on the stove. But we were in a hurry and I got carried away and I put too many peaches in all of them. So it didn't work real good. They tasted good. I didn't have the ratio down right.
And thinking of that, we didn't get a peach one off our peach tree this year. Or
No,
peach trees. Well, we've been watching the peach trees. We got white peaches that bloom every year, and they're good little peaches. And everybody been building up, and we probably got maybe a half a bushel, probably peaches off of it. But anyway, this rain we got the last few weeks was ripening them on up just right. And was thinking, yeah, another couple of days, these girls gonna be ready to go. Well, we got a chicken that's about 4.5 foot tall, weighs probably about 60 pounds, and every low hanging fruit he got. Well, the little chickens that couldn't reach where he was decided we'll fly up in the peach trees and we'll eat peaches off the limbs right there. It took them about a good day and a half for them to
They
annihilate.
wiped out both of our peach trees. I was so mad. I was like, I had plans. I was gonna make some little fried pies and I was gonna make some peach ice cream.
Like said, chicken pot pie now.
I couldn't do it. That thing. He's so stupid. You can't help but feel sorry for him.
He's one eyed.
He is. Oh man.
But yeah, y'all know Mr. Donnie. He come by yesterday and he tells us all year long, y'all need to spray this special spray on there to keep them
The bugs.
keep the bugs off them peaches, and we don't ever.
What the heck you do keep chickens off of?
Let's put their butts in cook pot now.
Mm.
But he asked,
go for a chicken pot pie. We've done that in a while.
well, you got a fresh chicken out dropped off to you today.
Oh, That's a little plate. It don't weigh a half pound.
You don't need a bunch of chicken for 2 small pot pies.
Yeah.
But Miss Donnie asked, "Where'd all the peaches go? Did y'all get them off there?" Was I?
I wish.
No, we didn't. The chickens did.
Didn't get a single one off of that.
So bugs didn't have time to get on them. That's for sure. Make a pot pie of the chicken. Have some peach cobbler for dessert.
That's a big pie for the chicken. You right about that. Now then pizzas wasn't even ripe enough to have worms in them.
No, they was just starting to get that little spot on the top of them where y'all know how them pizzas do. They'll get that little orangey, golden red little spot on them, and you know it ain't gonna be long now. And buddy, they just tore them up.
I wasn't even studying a cobbler this year. I wanted me a little fried pie and some peach ice cream. That's all I wanted off of the peaches this year. And I had a taste for it too. They're gonna have to take me to Mississippi and get some peach ice cream.
We do. That was that same chicken that stole her oatmeal cream pie. She chased down. Had a fit about that. She was not happy.
Like, no, you ain't gonna act like that and still eat it. I brought it in and give it to Jasper. He didn't care if it was crushed up. He inhaled it anyway.
I forget what that mix is. Joey, I have to ask Mr. Donnie.
And vinegar and something. What, Dawn or something? It's something weird.
But
no, we don't have a video of the chase.
Well,
I was so mad right then. If he'd have pulled out a camera, I'd have broke it.
She would have.
I was furious with that stupid chicken.
Look, man, y'all know how it is in them moments. It's bite your lip.
You wasn't here for that story.
Oh, that was hilarious for me to sit there and watch, and I know y'all have gotten a good time out of it. But
y'all would have.
Just a quick reminder: was coming home from work, and I'll get on a kick where I want something in the morning times for breakfast, and I may eat a honey bun for 2 weeks every single morning. Then I get tired of that, and I'll change it up to crackers or something, and go another week or 3 just eating that every morning. But
yeah.
I got to where I was only eating like half of that honey bun in the morning time, and I just roll it up, put it in the truck, and by the time the end of the day come, I didn't want no more part of it. So when we got home there for several days, I just threw that leftover piece out there to the chickens. Well, they got to where they was meeting us out the truck as soon as we'd come home, and I had a garbage bag, and it was not a garbage bag, but a little plastic grocery store bag, but it was black. You couldn't see through it. But that rooster knew something was in that bag, Blaine, and he went through that plastic in that bag. How he done it, I couldn't tell you, but he went through there and pulled that doggone oatmeal cream pie out, and she seen it at the last second as he's turning around running. And she didn't cuss, but she was borderline ready to kill.
Stupid, ignorant, idiotic chicken.
She chased that thing probably 40, 50 feet down through the yard down there before that chicken finally just dropped that pie.
No, I hit him in the head with the bag and knocked it out of his mouth. Yes. I meant that idiot wasn't getting that pie. You ain't gonna attack me like that and take it from me. I didn't even want it. Like I said, I give it to Jasper. It was just the principle of the thing. You ain't getting it that way, Buster.
That's what she told him. You ain't getting the pie now. That thing looked like it'd been run over by a Mardi Gras float.
It was bad. I just had to crack the plastic and just shook it out in Jasper's bowl. But I meant that sucker wasn't eating that pie. No, we don't talk. What did Captain Call say? We ain't tolerating rude behavior like that. heated on the manifold of the truck.
That
I'm
is,
doing them in the microwave.
now I've
The
heated
little
up
PD.
canned food on the manifold truck before. Some spaghetti
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Throw it on there and let that baby run a few minutes and then heat it right on up for you.
Jasper was ecstatic, Dwayne. Jasper's always happy. It don't matter what you feed him. You can give that dog a raw piece of lettuce and he's happy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now am I saying it right, Larimore? The little PD? Or do y'all like make it two real words? PD.
It's at the PD. Probably like it says around here.
I mean, I'm figuring they probably say it PD, but I don't know. People say we talk funny, so what do I know?
Well, at glance, I seen the Escatawba River, and I was like, well, who else knows about the Escatawba River? But then
Two words. PD. Okay.
that was you.
Well, Larimore asked what was the river we go to. We always take pictures. He said it kind of looks like their river.
Escatawba River is 128 miles long. It drops 1 foot every mile,
Like sea level drop
like footage
elevation.
and elevation in it. It drops 1 foot every mile from north to south. It drops 1 foot every mile. And eventually, instead of it going into Mobile Bay, it curves around and it dumps out into the Pascagoula River watershed and all that right there at Pascagoula River. Pretty well right there at Dirt Rooster's back door. Between where all the rivers come together down that way. But it's a nice place to go. We enjoyed the mess out of it.
Yeah, we do.
It's quiet, peaceful.
Yes. Not like going to the Gulf of America this time of year.
No, no, no.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even cry at all about missing the last couple days of work riding down there.
No, we got a little bit more to do.
Mm,
Well, another job on the other end of the county
yeah.
there. But it won't be nowhere near what we were doing.
No, not at all.
Just another drive. I will have to get some pictures of that. That is a real pretty place. That's now imagine Joey, Lee, Paul, Hale, and all you, especially you Southern Louisiana folks, uh, know about this, but where we'll be working in Bon Secour, Alabama. That's the only route that a mailman runs that's on the river down here left. I know you still, yeah, there's still a few places over in Louisiana. They got a mail boat. So you don't get your mail through the vehicle, you get it through the boat.
Monongahela? Did I say that right?
A North flowing river.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll shoot us some pictures of your river one day, Mr. Dan. Lee, you gonna give me whiplash. You've been in and out like 3 times. I thought you was gone for the count.
He got things to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, he said good night. Like I thought he was heading out. Had to go to work. Because wasn't he starting the other job since he's back from his trip?
Yeah, Lee back at work now, I believe.
He said they paddled, what'd you say, Lee? 26 or 36 miles on your trip? Oh, cool. Got that one. That's pretty cool, Larimore.
So are a lot of y'all's rivers tanning as well? Because that's what most of ours are around here. It's not so much muddy river. Now, you get over to the big rivers like the Mobile River in Alabama, in the Tennessee town Bigby. All of them are fairly muddy rivers, but the smaller rivers and especially the creeks, just about every one of them around here are like more of a tannin.
Yeah. I like that black water. Pretty good. But they don't mix for about a mile. That's just incredible. Like at least said they went 36 miles. Y'all was in kayaks, wasn't you, Lee?
That's just nice in itself too. Just take a ride on the river. You have your canoe, let your wife have her own, and you tie all your stuff to your canoe and have your one trailing right behind you and moving on along down there.
Yeah. Mostly black.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be able to strike out and do that one day. I'm just afraid we get 5 miles up river and I'd be not able to go and paddle anymore. Yeah, DC, the more honey you got, definitely the more work it's going to be. I miss Renee didn't go.
Don't get me wrong, but that's not surprising with Miss
Well,
Renee. Because even like talking to Lee whenever we went,
she's like a whole body.
well, that, and like when we talked to him on the phone and whenever we went out there and visited, you know, Miss Renee, she just
She
always
stays
working.
busy.
I, I was singing that the other day coming home. Old Billy Bass.
So, yeah.
Remember I was telling you about him hanging on the wall? And what was the old song? Something about the hook and this and that.
I remember that. You tell me too many stories in the truck. You catch stuff.
I mean, we don't have too many locks anymore. Most of the locks,
Closest one.
well, that they don't even run that lock anymore. That old lock is just it's wide open now. Uh, you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to run the main river, like far as the barges and stuff, the barges and everything take the old route versus going up through the locks like they used to be able to do because the Corps of Engineers went through and cut the river to meet with the locks and be able to run better.
Mhm.
And I think it was late 70s, early 80s, they kind of started closing a lot of the locks this way and had them going back up the river the original way.
Yeah.
But I tell you, there's some good fishing at them old locks now.
That couple they was sitting on 5-gallon buckets, but they didn't have them upside down. And I mean, almost every cast they was pulling in a fish, and they just drop it between their legs down in the bottom of that bucket.
But you could see them running through that old lock. And like she's saying, you just go on to the deep side over there where it gotten a little bit deep outside of that lock, just, I don't know, 30 yards. And they, like she said, they pull them in all day long.
DC, that's always a good gift to give. All his family's getting honey for Christmas.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, no. Especially some good honey, too.
Well, DC, I know we're way past the prayer list and I'm late, but how are your parents doing? You didn't say anything about your mom and stepdad. Because last time I talked to DC, his stepdad was back in the hospital. a bucket of honey keeps the doctor away.
Hey,
I wish.
there's a lot of folks we know that they're gonna have them either some tea with honey in it before they go to bed, or a big old tablespoon of honey and apple cider vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
I could do the honey, but there ain't no way I could just take a shot of some apple cider vinegar with the mother. Uh 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 uh. Y'all take care, Brian, Miss Kathy.
Always
Appreciate
good to see
everybody.
y'all.
Yeah, like I said, we know a lot of folks is y'all doing your vacation thing and enjoying time.
That may have been a bit of an exaggeration, Nancy.
4'6". What? Yeah,
Just a bit of an exaggeration.
he's. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
He's at
5.
least he's about 3 feet tall, bro.
Yeah, he comes up past my knee. I know that,
Yeah.
and he probably does weigh every bit of. I'd say 12 to 16 pounds. It's a big old chicken. What this dude is, and he's one-eyed. The guinea did that to him.
Yeah, Nancy, and two, that idiot, it was a stray chicken. Don't even know where he come from. He just wandered up out of the woods.
So did. And he come over and joined our chickens. He
Yeah.
crossed the road and made it. Just one of them adoptions, I reckon.
Hey, DC, it is his heart, right?
I think so.
Because I learned something brand new that I never had any kind of clue about heart problems, blood pressure issues, heart rate issues, racing heart rate. So is it something like that? I know you just said heart trouble.
Brian's
While
on
the chicken crossed the road.
Yes. He come to hang out with other chickens.
Oh, I guess he likes it here. Like I said, he's so stupid you can't help but feel sorry for him. I mean, when he ain't trying to steal your oatmeal pie, he's a sweet chicken most of the time.
Yeah, he rules the roost around here now. Since the guinea is no longer with us, which we'll be getting 2 of them here before too long. Restock that part. But
Ooh, Lisa, a picture of his cat.
hey,
I like
Lee.
that. Jasper.
Let's see. Well,
He might be smarter than all of us. He just might be. He just might be.
hey, I tell you what, he's big enough to choke down a field rat.
Literally.
I'll put it to you like that. That's how big he is. So anybody that's squeamish, close your ears a second. But there's a couple times these old cats that get them little mice or baby field rat or half grown field rat. Well, you know how a cat does. They're gonna bring it to you and show you. Well, I got to where I just started chunking them out there to that old rooster just see if he'd get them. And buddy, he'll take them and get gone. It's like a pelican eating something. It don't matter if he can gobble it down. It's gone. That's just nature. You typing how you doing? I see Chris's comments.
Yeah, I don't know. Cut you out.
Yeah, you can continue your message there, but she's getting better. Thank everybody for the prayers on that end. It's going to be a slow recovery from what everybody's saying, but thankfully she is getting better each day.
Yeah.
because last Saturday, she couldn't even walk. When I took her to the emergency room, pretty well had to help her get in and out of the truck. It was wheelchair for a few days, and then after your electro machine that the chiropractor guy gave you, he was able to start getting a little bit better. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that and ice packs. I take their time.
Yeah, it's getting late on your side of the country over here, ain't it? 9:30.
No,
Like
no
folks.
more bounce in DC. No, but what I was going to tell you, since your mom has the heart rate issues, because like I fought with that for a while and I couldn't figure out why. And even after I had the surgeries and stuff that I needed, was still having issues with it. Well, going to see the chiropractor, and he was telling me, from the fall that like everything is compressed. Like all my vertebrae and stuff are compressed really bad right now, and everything around them's just flared up. But compressed vertebrae and pinched nerves can cause heart rate issues and blood pressure issues because those nerves in your spine control your heart too. So I had never even thought about that at all.
No, because we threw some symptoms at him. Was like, well, what about this? And what about this one? What about this one? And he's like, oh yeah, yeah. I looked at her and was like,
Are you kidding me?
could this explain something why you know your heart rate's high from quite often? I guess.
Because he said he went through the same thing. He said his doctor, his cardiologist, tested him for everything under the sun, and was like, you got the heart of a 30-year-old. I have no idea why your blood pressure's through the roof all the time. Well, then he found out he had two compressed vertebrae that were pinching a nerve that went straight to his heart that was causing his blood pressure issues. Now, we have seriously considered an inversion table, but there's too many other health issues that could unalive me if something went wrong trying to do that. So I'm not quite there yet. Still kind of scared too.
I think you're okay now, but whenever cause we got a friend that's got one of them get ups, and it was right before your last major surgery, and you could not be turned or anything like that. But now that's been 10 years now. So
Almost
I think you'll be okay if you just start out slow getting on one. But several people have said the same thing about them inversion tables, how much they help.
Ronnie, you can stop thinking it's you causing her heart rate to increase.
Finally, get a break.
Whatever.
Tell the doc, I've been telling her it wasn't me.
Yeah, cat without the hat. It was. I kind of laughed out loud. I was like, it's getting to be like DC, seeing our YouTube friends everywhere.
Oh, the Karen.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, whenever I was watching that video, Cat Without the Hat, I was any other time, like you get into something, a nature documentary on bees or something like that. DC's in there somewhere. You can see where he's commenting. And I went to rummaging through and I never seen his comment in there or him commenting anything. And
then there's Cat Without the Hat.
Yep, he pops on in. I was like, hey, you here too, huh? But Yeah, I was making a fuss about the Karens, people whining and crying about how you doing this and that. My word, y'all, grow up. Telling a man he can't build beehives because of his chainsaw. You know, this individual cannot understand. There's some of us that grew up with chainsaws.
He was just saying hi.
I know, but
It was cool to see you in the YouTube stream.
it was
He's not
cool to
trying
see.
to set you off on the road.
He's not setting me off on that.
Deep breath.
I'm just explaining my story about the Karen crying about a man making beehives with a chainsaw. And some people can't understand that some of us grew up with chainsaws and working with them.
He said, dude, the first live I caught from y'all, I recognized DC first because he's everywhere all
Yeah.
That's true. DC is everywhere. That's how he knows so much. That's how he's always got something to add to the conversation.
It if y'all get a chance, I can't remember the name of that video, but it was a pretty interesting video about a man over in England building
Thanks for
some kind of.
dropping in, Nancy.
Yes, ma'am. Good to see you.
The guy in England building something.
Yeah, well, he was building these like log hives, is what pretty well was. But he put, yeah, and he was putting straw roofs on them, and I mean, it was pretty neat what the fella was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But in there, he was saying that the village people, the real village people, kicked him out because he was making too much noise with his chainsaw. And it was like, you know, y'all, for some of us, it's not a big thing to hear a chainsaw or to hear a chainsaw run all day. You ignore it like anything else. But undoubtedly, there are some people out there that are not used to men working with tools.
Joey said, I wish they wouldn't have labeled those people with Karen.
Let me find this family.
What would you like to call them, Joey? What?
I'll get painted.
What?
The Karens or the K's. We call them the K's without the AYs, but just a K apostrophe.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what Joey wants to call.
Just call the idiots.
Oh, I can
I'm
handle
with you on
that.
that. Yes, sir. Indeed.
I don't even know how the whole Karen thing got started. Kens and Karens. Mm.
Not Brandon or Karen.
Yeah, I mean, who picked the names that Brandon and Karen? Because all the Karens I've ever known are really nice people. I hadn't known that many.
Well, I mean,
I don't get it. Was that just like a internet thing? It just happened?
and don't get me wrong, but it used to be like, you know, quit being a Nancy. And I'm not talking about Nancy that's in here that was just in here, but it was to, you know, quit being a Nancy about things. And that was pretty well saying quit being a whiny baby or, yeah, quit crying.
Yeah.
But they changed it from Nancy to Karen, and now it's Karen and Kevin or Ken.
Brandon.
Brandon.
Well, DC said Ken and Karen. Joey said Brandon and Karen. Yeah, I know. I'm so far out of the loop. I don't know. I have to Google stuff if I watch a random YouTube video these days. You call me nasty, Nancy. Yeah.
We'll just give them the name to whoever.
I'm with
fits
Joey.
for.
Let's just call them all idiots. Y'all all act the same.
Yes.
For the most part, they look the same. They have the same vocabulary.
Same colored hair. Green, blue, purple, red. Look, y'all gonna have me in all kinds of trouble here.
Yeah, you better watch yourself.
Yep.
DC. I can think of plenty of old school names for those times. Mm-hmm.
Or Felicia. What was that the kid saying?
Bye,
Bye,
Felicia.
Felicia.
It took me way too long to figure that one out too.
That's what I'm talking about, Larry Moore.
Calling the Uber.
Yes.
Who gonna pay for that?
I'll pay for it. Because it'd be one of them, I tell them, look, I'm going to pay for this and you owe me the money back. Well, the good part about it, when you tell them that, you're never going to get paid back. So they will avoid you at every cost after that. So it's a win.
Yeah.
I'll eat that $25-$30 to send you down the road. Not to worry about you no
I'm
more.
not. I'm just gonna tell you to get down the road. If you're at my house, I'm not calling you an Uber.
Oh, no, if you're at
You
the
just
house,
be told to get on down the road somewhere.
that's a different story. I'll stick my 4-foot chicken on you.
He can down a whole field rat. You bet you don't want to see what he'll do to you.
Well, there's Sarah Burke Meadows Farm. Good to see you.
And that's what I was telling her, having to catch up on Google. It just makes me feel older than I really am. But I'm serious. If I don't ask him, I'm having to Google something out of any video I watch off of YouTube these days. What are they talking about?
I mean, I guess I'm beginning to understand how the men that I looked up to as a young buck looked at me and goes, "What are you saying? What are those words
What
even
are the
mean?"
words coming out of your mouth?
Yeah. So now I'm at that stage in life where I'm looking at the youth going, "Do what?" Just
No, but I mean, in our defense, we wasn't doing stuff as stupid as eating Tide Pods.
No.
That kind of deal. I mean, we're getting whoopings for jumping hay bales and tearing them up, not something as ignorant as eating laundry detergent.
What was DC doing with bullfrog? Somebody was doing something with frog, slingshot frog.
I mean, that's not dangerous to your health and well-being. It's the bottled water. I think it's a lot more than the bottled water.
So can't wait. Man, I got good dogs, but the birds may be worse. Just call them up if you don't turn your back on animals. Them old tree frogs.
You know. Yeah, Larimore, you missed DC's announcement. He's going to enter the honey competition this year. Then you know you're getting old. All these gray hairs I pull out of my head tell me I'm getting old.
Now I did catch a video the other day, DC, on you was cleaning your or getting your honey room ready. Got your extractor, showing it off and digging through your box there, getting everything ready to pull. And good to see you. Good to see you getting along on that, bud.
For sure.
What kind of bribe?
No bribes this year, Larimore. No bribes.
But they are accepted.
They're accepted, but they're not expected.
That's it. That's what we said every year. That's just part of the deal. And since Ollie's going to be the man of the year as far as judging, we'll see what Uncle Tim and Annie Boo can get him hooked up with, as far as him being the judge.
Honey. Those are called donations. Heck yeah, you do, Lee. And you get even more extra points if you take a puppy home.
Yeah. You can give it to somebody in Louisiana. Just take them home with you.
Yeah. Oh Lord, Joe, y'all would laugh. You would laugh so hard if y'all saw me trying to walk around right now. It's ridiculous. I told him at least the Lord's like giving me a preview of what it's gonna be like to grow old with me.
Yeah, she said that. Yep, we'll know this morning. Tried to go down the road for a minute, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's like, "Well, here's the preview. Well, we're gonna make it through it, Lord willing."
For real. I ain't got no choice, but it's pitiful. Y'all, I look like a 90-year-old trying to get around. I told him if this ice pack goes out and I have to get up, you're going to have to turn that camera. Like, I'm not about to make a fool out of myself trying to get up and down on camera. Might let him take a video.
Hey, Jonathan, good to see you, bro.
Oh, I got you. Well, thanks for trying anyway. Hey, what is a short? I don't mean to be rude at all. I love your channel name, but please tell me a shorter name we can call you instead of saying cat without the hat every time.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Larimore.
CW?
CW. Yeah, we can do that.
No heck yeah.
No heck. I like that too. Yeah, Larimore. I did.
Cat.
Cat. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, I had a couple falls.
Uh-oh. Johnson.
That honey season will put a whooping on everybody.
Yeah, I caught a piece of Mike Berry's video a while ago. Got about halfway through it, and he was telling them fellas about going through and twisting and breaking them things off early before you get out there doing it. That way, just to save that energy, trying to get them colonies bust loose or them supers off there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's amazing how much weight they can put in them doggone boxes.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you have a good seed like a Keith Spillman season. You gonna work for that.
For real. How many times have you pulled, Keith? 3 or 4? So I think 4 so far.
I'll say he's on about number 5.
Is he?
I think.
I've only seen 4. 22 buckets. Good grief. That's a nice honey pool.
We went out and we thought we was gonna pull some in that video that we put out the other day. Looks can be deceiving, I'll say that.
Very. It looked like a ton of beautifully capped honey until you pulled those frames, and it's only like a 2-inch rainbow of honey. I was so glad I didn't drag out that extractor
Yes, he did
and
throw
set
that.
all that up.
She's like, "Ain't you glad you didn't drag all that stuff out and put plastic on the floor and this and that?" No. Yeah, you got me. You won on that one.
He said, I'm calling reinforcement.
Hey, but that is a good payoff, though. You call a few folks and say, "Hey, look, man, I need some help with this honey, and I'll send you home with a good quart or so. Ride by and help me out do this." And a lot of times, folks will be on that before Quick gets ready.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
But Joey was saying go check out Kat's channel. I just went over there and subscribed. I thought we had already subscribed.
oh, put the link in there. Anybody wants to hit them up?
No?
Well, any of y'all, put your link in there.
Yeah.
Try to get some subscriber
absolutely.
numbers up, y'all. Help each other out like we used to in the old days.
Okay.
And like but man, old Ziggy, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but
Lee, did you beat me to it?
uh,
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
well, Ziggy
Mm-hmm.
Bear got into his stuff and messed up a whole bunch of mess up there for him. And I know he been kind of trying to get leveled out himself. Then the stinking bear comes through, and I think it tore up most of all his nukes. It didn't mess with the big hives or anything, but it went through and just drug doggone nukes all out in the edge of the woods and equipment everywhere.
It's
But
very heartbreaking.
oh,
And
I
the
didn't see
bear
that
came
part.
back again.
Uh, it'd be one of them. Me and Mr. Bear will have a meeting
Mm-hmm.
because I think up there in that country you can handle business with them. I know down here they'll lock you up and throw the key away if you do it down here,
Yeah.
but pretty sure in the North Country, up where Russell Koopman, Minnesota, I think I heard Minnesota Mike talking one time that you could hunt bear up there. I'm pretty sure definitely up in Canada you can hunt them things.
Well, I hope y'all feel comfortable in here.
Yeah, most times it's just we fellowshipping, y'all.
It's like Brian said, there ain't nothing official about nothing that goes on here. We just chilling.
Yeah. Now, if y'all got a question, put it out there, and if we can't help you with it, there's some fine folks in here that can sure do it.
Larimore, that would be a really cool thing to see. You're talking about Keith rigging his extractor up to the creek like a grits mill.
You could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got the gears and the paddle, and let her go.
Well, Chief Spillman's definitely got the know-how to build that.
Yeah. Now
I can't square it anymore.
you think there was a fella around here, which we mentioned this last year, I think it was, but he by the way the crow flies, maybe 3 or 4 miles down the road. But he had a bear getting his. But here in the state of Alabama, you cannot even chamber around to even think about getting one. So instead of doing a hot fence, he went and bought Connex boxes and built. We got two of them, put them kind of side by side, if you will. He left, I think, about 6 or 8 feet between them, but he built a platform on top of those Connex boxes. And he works in bees off that Connex box. And that's how he keeps that bear from getting into his bunch anymore. But thankfully, he runs it as an LLC, and he had insurance on everything. And after the insurance agent come out and looked at stuff, they finally paid off, I reckon, as far as getting him returns on his losses. Hey, ho, 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 ho. Let's see. But yeah, thank goodness we don't have to deal with them too much. But I feel for the ones of you that have to put that extra expense to get daggum T-post and having to buy the wire and the fence and the solar panels and this and that to keep them things going. You got to. I don't know if you got my phone.
So these need to get really good at swallowing.
See, John says, I don't fight the bears here in South Louisiana. They did, however, our first year ever bear season this year, though. Uh, they just protected around here, and they ain't fixing to let. I mean, they game ward, but if he hears you getting on one, there was a hunter that was literally he was filming his hunt, and this was over close to the Mobile River and stuff over there, but he was out doing some deer hunting, and here come a black bear up the tree after him. He was filming it the whole shooting match. Well, he had to protect himself, and he done everything the right way. He notified the game warden, told him, showed him video and all that, and they still wanted to try to put charges on that man about that. But uh, thankfully, there was people with common sense that seen, hey, a bear is trying to attack him. You got to defend yourself no matter what. But they are starting to get a little bit more abundant around here. But yeah, it is. It was that man went through fits, Joey, until they finally left him alone about it. Yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing. Y'all can say what you want, but I'm going to protect myself. That's for sure. Uh, I hear you, Matt. Going back and looking at some of y'all's comments here. I have an 8-frame single with 7 full frames of brood, but I'm out of equipment. Have to order for more equipment arriving on Tuesday. And Mr. Randy Tarhill, if you were still in here, I don't know if you done mowed it on out yourself, but I'm gonna shoot you a text uh, probably tomorrow about lunchtime, see if you got a little bit of time to talk. Because if you do, let's see if you can possibly help us out on our membership giveaway. When I'm trying to line up on that, but won't give all the details away yet till I get everything set in stone. But do have something trying to work up once again for our members there and show y'all some appreciation on that end. But Laura willing, if it all works out, I think it'll be a good giveaway for y'all. And I believe, I know it ain't gonna let me go this far back up in the comments, but Mr. Randy said he was going to, what was it, one of the conferences, some get together up there in them Carolinas, and he's gonna drag that wax dipping tank and everything around with him to kind of show everybody how he does that wax dipping and educate a few folks and Lord willing really be able to kind of get his name out there a little bit more in that part of the country. Okay, the South Carolina State Beat Conference. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I said puppy whining in the background. They in puppy prison. The two that we agreed to keep. They mad because she got up and went outside and they didn't take her, or she didn't take them with them. Well, that's what I'm saying. We kind of still back on this bear again. I'm not going to be dinner when it comes to that. Any kind of critter, coyotes, anything. Hannah and I had when we lived at our first house, we had almost 3 acres on that little spot over there, and we had made us a trail around the back wooded part where we could just walk through the woods and had us a nice little spot back there, this and that, just go sit in nature, if you will. And y'all, let me tell you what, we were walking through that trail one day, and there's a whole bunch of that Kogan grass or Jap grass, whatever you want to call it, uh, real high in the back there. And I had one of the best dogs I ever had. He was American Bull mix, but he was walking with us. But as we was walking past that old Jap grass, I'm telling you, within just a few feet, here come a coyote jumping out at us. Well, that dog cut that coyote off and just rolled that coyote down through that trail down through there and ended up running him off. But that's just one of them instances where uh, if that dog wasn't there or if that fella didn't have no protection with his firearm against the critter, ain't no telling where you'd end up. Uh, yeah, like Hannah said there, Kat. Well, I got to talk to Mr. Randy anyway, so I'll get the full details from him on that. And if you're not already subscribed to Mr. Randy, go check him out on the Tar Heel Beekeeper. And we'll put something on our gun line post thing there for anybody that's up in that area. And if you're able to go to the conference or if you just want to learn about wax dipping and you're in that general area, kind of get a feel of things before you get your feet wet, if you will. Uh, Maybe a good chance to go check things out. I cannot remember where he said that conference is going to be up there, but like I say, we'll figure it out. We'll get the info put for anybody. Like I say, wanting to go see, because I know several of y'all has already went up there and seen Mr. Randy and got some boxes done. Hallelujah Beef Farm, they went up there. A couple more of you as well, getting them boxes done, and on top of local folks, he'll put some pictures up of the equipment whenever he gets done with it. And if you're into the wax dipping, he does a good job. So Nathan at Duck River has a nice industrial sized dip tank. He was showing it today. How much one of them puppies cost off the top of your head? Anybody know what one of them dipping tanks cost? Well, there you go, Cat, because I think Bob's got that machine that can make you up some nice signs. Okay, so Mr. Randy's got a good, or does Nathan, DC? Are you talking about Mr. Randy or Nathan? Okay, so I think the cheapest portable that I've seen you can buy is around 1,500 to 2,000. Now, how long would it take you to make that money back? Clientele is going to be a big deal on it. I know that, but if you can make your money pretty quick, then be a good investment. That's for sure. Okay, I got you, DC. Awesome. Thank you much, Brian, putting that in there. So there's the info. Any of you South Carolinians, go check out the state beekeepers. Get up. Nothing else, go holler at Mr. Randy. Get a chance to sit down and fellowship with him for a little while and learn the whatever they got going on up there in that conference. Bring you some good ideas home, apply it to the house. What do you say, Mr. Roy? Good to see you. There you go. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm trying to remember how much wax you got. Mr. Randy was saying he puts into that thing, and how many ever boxes you can get out of doing a round of it. But undoubtedly, it takes quite a bit of wax to even, for most folks, to crank the fire on it, or you got to have so many boxes or lids, the whole get up before some folks even turn them things on. But if you got the clientele, you know enough folks out there wanting to do it, then hey, there's another avenue to make some money. That's been a sure nice way for us to kind of do a little something, make a little extra cash. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, we knew we weren't going to go for honey this year anyway, but just another avenue in the beekeeping world where you can make a little money. Oh, wait, you ain't cut off?
And you
Get you back in there.
out this. I don't know how long to stay.
Oh, we done blew past that. Almost 2 hours here. I've seen everybody diving on out, them numbers falling fast.
What is Brian talking about? Plus, you can bring it to the state fair and make funnel cakes.
Your wax dipping tank.
You can fry up funnel cakes in a wax dipping tank.
Well, it's all organic material in there. It's not going to hurt you. You can clean it out good. Trade it out with peanut oil or something. A good, clean oil to cook with. And instead of charging $3 for vegetable oil funnel cakes, you charge $6 for peanut oil funnel cakes.
You talk about Southerners having multi-purpose tools.
What was y'all said earlier about the oh mercy. I done derailed in my brain. There we go.
She go,
What you going?
and you ain't even taking my nerve medicine.
We'll get back to it maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, untouched.
$13 for untouched funnel cake.
That's it. That's it, Brian. That's it. Yes, sir. That man knows where my brain was going.
Lord. See why I miss y'all so bad when we're gone. Brian's funny sucker. That's hilarious.
Joey said you fried bear in that thing too.
Yeah, you can get your deep fried bear on a stick, right?
Quarter that baby up and just start handing them out.
I read your mind, Tim.
I'm glad we're channeling. We're 1,000 miles away from
Oh,
each
y'all
other,
are
but
on the
it's just
same
channeling.
page.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
are on the same page.
Now, I think we'd really be on the same page if I had me a bowl of ice cream now. Because I know Brian's probably pulling on the bowl. All right, he ain't long got
Man's
done with
all
one.
about some ice cream.
Mm.
Brian, if you ever get down here, we're gonna make you some homemade ice cream.
Or we're going to take you to a place that makes some just mind-blowing homemade ice cream
You will never touch Bluebell again after you eat this.
ever. That
He's gonna make honey lollipops and call them Brian's honey Snickers. That's hilarious. That's a deal. I don't know what my deal is. I've been wanting some peach ice cream so bad.
well, we went over there none this year, and we know how good it is. Because usually, if we ever go, we'll make a video, and for the one that'll be interested on it. But these people make homemade ice cream. They got an old time dairy farm. They get all the milk and everything from their cows there at the house, and they have the whole get up behind their
They make
house.
it right there in the dairy barn.
Yeah. If you was to pull in these people's driveway and look, you would be like, where's the ice cream? You have to go down a forever long driveway and you see this big, beautiful 2-story house. Then down the hill a little bit
You
is
literally
whenever
go back to the dairy barn. They have this little shop they set up with a counter in the dairy barn.
you can get your ice cream, you can get your fresh butter, you get your fresh milk, you get your good
They butcher the beef. They sell eggs, butter, cream, anything.
grass fed beef too.
Anything you can get from a cow or chicken, they sell it, and it is incredible. I love it because it doesn't make my stomach hurt. Like I can't go buy milk or ice cream out of the grocery store and just drink it or eat it. I guess that's why I want it so much and I crave it so much because I can't have very much of it.
It's one of them jides where it don't, if you got what you call it, irritable bowel syndrome or
Yeah, but I have
lactose.
a lot of digestive issues and I can't handle the milk. But no, Mr. Dan, it's what they do. Like milk in the grocery store is homogenized and pasteurized. Now, whichever they only do one here, they do it where they heat it to whatever certain temperature to kill any kind of
Bad
anything
bacteria.
that could be growing, but they don't do the other process. But
Yeah.
it just it's so much better. Like I can drink that milk and not get any kind of stomach ache at all.
Oh, that milk comes right out of that heifer and goes right into a vat. And that's the process right there. They'll heat it up, like she said, do their little heating thing, then whoop, it either goes into the ice cream or milk jugs or butter, whichever they want, or buttermilk. They'll cut it all up to where you get fresh.
It's incredible.
Yep. Y'all ever get down here, we'll try to get
Yeah,
y'all over there.
DC, you know what I'm talking about.
And it's good too. Especially any of y'all that grew up on good, fresh cow's milk right out the dairy. All right. It's just got that different color and tint to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like that off white color, creamy color.
Yes, ma'am. And whenever you pour a glass of it, you're like, This
That's the only milk I like. I don't even like the taste of milk at the grocery store at all. But I know in Alabama, like they do the bare minimum of what the law requires as far as processing it. So Mr. Dan said they must do a soft pasteurization, but we've moved to only raw milk.
hmm, I don't know if they
Grocery store milk is flavored water. I
Pretty
would
much.
tend to agree with you,
Yes.
Blaine.
Let's say Aquatic News Network.
I was trying to type that out.
But yeah, you ain't gonna get nothing as good as that unless y'all know them little honey holes that are tucked off in the woods back there that where the good stuff at. It's like them old hole in the wall restaurants. You're like, hey, look, we're gonna pull up here and we're fixing to eat a meal. It may not look much from the outside, but whenever we get in here, you fixing to eat a meal.
Everybody's leaving us button.
Yeah, we kind of along here. Aquatic News says it grew up on the cattle ranch 25 miles west of Fort Worth, Texas.
Well, there's a few in the chat right now that ain't too terribly far from you.
That's pretty awesome.
I was gonna say, I bet you that was a heck of a way to grow up.
Man.
You talk about the stories you hear.
If you one of them old sayings, if you could only been a fly on the wall and listen,
For real.
you know what I mean? Listen to them are men, and listen to them stories of where they been and their adventures, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 beekeepers that's usually in our little chats that's real close to you out there.
172.
Oh, hey, Mr. Mark.
What's in say now? You got them 18 wheels rolling?
He said he's got to head out at midnight. Just wanted to say hey.
You be careful out there, Captain. We appreciate
Yes.
you.
Please be safe on that highway, Mr. Mark.
Yeah. There's a bunch of, well, you know it. You drive it all the time dealing with them yo-yos. What was that the aquatic was saying? 172 acres on a big hill was a dream. Now I'm on 5 acres. Small town stuff. Hey, but it's yours.
Yes,
It's
yes.
yours.
Okay, so how far is Asley from Denton? That's the only like small town I know outside, like on the outskirts out there.
Denton just outside of Dallas. She said you're pretty.
Yeah, outside Dallas, Fort Worth.
Dallas.
Dallas and Fort Worth. I get kind of like Mobile Sims
I guess.
distance kind of thing. I guess.
So that's right. It's my land paid for, and the house is a cabin shell that I paid for with cash and built with my own hands. That's
See,
awesome.
that's our retirement plan
Yes.
right there.
Just give me the shell. I'll do my own layout in the house, and which probably for the most part be like an open floor going in, kitchen, living room, and send everybody else off to their directions.
Okay. See, Brian's better with geography than I am. And Mr. Dan. I just knew Denton was close by there somewhere.
Hey, I'm with you, Sarah. Especially
That's
that
what
cold.
I was fixing to talk to her. My daddy talks about that. When he was growing up, I mean, he was born in the mid 40s. So my grandparents, he's one of 5 boys and they have 1 daughter. But my grandpa kept dairy cows, mostly to keep his family going kind of thing. But my daddy still talks about that milk, going out and milking the cow first thing in the morning and getting it. But they would take a little glass jug thing of milk to school every day. And that's what they traded the cafeteria lady to pay for their lunch, was their little thing of milk. Okay. So yeah, he's really close to Philip. He said Denton's only about an hour north of it. Texas and Louisiana are definitely, I think, the 2 most well represented states in the beekeeping community.
Oh,
Well, speaking of all this, I ain't seen Philip at all. He must have been with his mama this weekend.
it might be.
I
Hey,
hope
y'all,
nothing bad happened, because usually he jumps in when he's driving home.
yeah, he might just be vacationing or something, get a little
Yeah.
time to himself.
Ooh, that's like the best thing in the world to put in coffee, DC. Every time we go to that dairy farm last summer, I buy me 4 or 5 little containers of their cream and stick in the fridge.
Oh yeah, whenever we go to that place now, we have 2 ice chests. One is for the ice cream,
One's for milk and cream.
yep, or butter, whatever
Yeah.
we're gonna put in there, and we bring it home. But you can guarantee this and him is coming home with a minimum of 2 glasses
2
or 2
gallons.
gallons of milk. And then when I get here, I want me my quart mason jar, fill it almost all the way up, and put me about 5 blocks of ice in that bad boy and just shake it up real quick. Let it get good and cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll have it down before the ice even has a chance to think about thawing out.
Or put him in hog heaven. If I make a pan of cornbread, he can smother with that milk.
That's yes.
He will hurt himself on milk and cornbread.
Now that's some good po keeping right there. My daddy brought me up on that. He literally grew up dirt poor,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that was one of their treats then, was some cornbread and milk when they had it. And I picked up on it as a child, and shoot, I carry it on to this day, especially like she's saying, she makes a pan of it. And
I like it, but it's got to be that dairy farm milk. I can't do it with milk out of the store. Well, aquatic news, I'm going to be the first one to tell you. There's some excellent beekeeping channels in here, but I'm not sure how much you're going to learn out of this particular Sunday night chat, because we usually end up all over the place.
we do talk about bees.
We do. We love our bees, but it just don't normally stay on bees for this chat.
No, it's just everybody get in here and fellowship, like you see in this chat right now. It went from bears
Mm-hmm.
to bees to
The serious bee chats are during the week. We're like the just go with the flow. That's why we call it a fellowship and beekeeping chat. Well, hey, you're more than welcome. Just fair warning.
Yep.
Just fair warning.
Yep.
But there's a ton of beekeeping knowledge combined in here. Bees don't fly at night. Come on, Joey. Oh, man. No, seriously, if you have any beekeeping questions, there's definitely some very intelligent people in here. We just don't always stick to strictly beekeeping in this chat.
Lots of good laughs. I'll say that.
Yeah, we
Every
cover
time.
all the important subjects in life.
There we go.
There you go. Well, the good thing about the bees and the wasps is the venoms have two totally different allergens. And most people are not allergic to both of them, we found out. See, I'm the opposite. I'm allergic to the bees, but I can take the wasp stings.
Yeah, just get you some good, whenever you're ready, get you some good quality protective equipment.
Yes.
Make
He
sure
said these are their next project.
y'all enjoy it. I, I'm telling you, we're not at all experts,
No, we're
but
definitely hobbyists.
yeah, but we love it. There's a whole lot of peace in it. I know other folks can vouch for it, but
Yes.
there's a lot of peace in the madness, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, it's never a bad idea to have an EpiPen, that's for sure. I think you have more of a shot at coming up on those Africanized bees in Texas. Didn't Jeremy say theirs are like fully Africanized? Some of them, like his.
Most of them are pretty close to being Africanized, if not Africanized. He has to be very careful out there with what they deal with. But I mean, like Jeremy, we ain't seen him in here this evening, but they
No, nothing.
he does really good out there in Texas with his bees.
Mm-hmm.
Philip, uh, RTX, he's not in here this evening, but
Him and Blaine both usually do really good out there. Larimore, he does pretty good.
oh, and thinking about Blaine, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but I think it was last weekend we was talking about stuff. We was talking about the smokers because Sarah and Steven sent us the plug for the smokers.
Mm-hmm.
But that got me to thinking about, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but whenever Blaine put his smoker inside his pickup truck and he thought it was out and he goes out.
Rolling smoke bomb.
Yeah, the whole truck looked like it was on fire whenever he went back out there. See if we can find that video and maybe share it or something. But it was hilarious. With Brian, Brian too, but
it was
Blaine,
Joey.
Blaine's a character now.
Yep. Oh, he's still in here. I thought he'd gone to bed on us.
Oh yeah, that man knows he was there.
If you're cool with letting the bees sting you, I don't know how much reading you've done on them, but it's super, super interesting to read about all the benefits of the venom from the honeybees.
Yes, but
it's mind blowing.
If you have any kind of allergy or an inkling of having any kind of allergy, absolutely have that EpiPen in your pocket. Don't leave it in the truck. None of that.
Joey bought the Hill Coast smoker case
Did it?
to put it in. Yeah, you need a smoker plug, Blaine.
We had that going on not long ago, Blaine, when we brought that colony from Buddy old Lance. We had to move all his stuff because he sold all that land he's got. But I done that thing. Same thing. I just set the smoker by the tailgate of the truck in the back. And when we left, it wasn't but just a little low. You could see a little bit of smoke coming out. But by the time we got to the house, it looked like the truck was pretty well fixing to go up. And every time we passed a car, you could kind of see people rubberneck looking. It was like, well, we know what it is, thank goodness. But that's when it came an idea. I think it was Sarah said, we'll send you, I'll get Stephen to get y'all a couple of them plugs there you can put in your smoker.
I was impressed with them little plugs. They're awesome.
I don't know if I can reach one or not. Right here.
Sure.
Oh. Yeah. Here's one of them. Let's see. Anyway, that's the ones old Steven and Miss Sarah sent to us here. And he does them all right there on that lake. And hooks them up with a good chain and everything to put on his smoker.
Alright, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to call it for real.
We fix it, go. It is time. Oh, it is
I mean,
9:30.
I'm not like pushing you, but I can't sit here anymore. I gotta move.
Well, I still got to put chickens up.
Mm-hmm.
Let these little
No
peaceful
trash.
protesters out. And
Kimberly, like just your regular doctor should be able to write you a prescription for one. Heck, Lee said he went to like an after hours urgent care and they wrote him a prescription for one. If you tell them you're a beekeeper, then it's not hard at all to get a prescription for one.
especially if you got a doc, you've been going to your doctor for 18 dozen years, and you know your doctor's a nurse. A lot of times, all you got to do is just call them. Say, hey,
Yeah.
look, can you just have the doc write me a prescription for EpiPen? And
Yeah. Not even have to like make an appointment.
yeah,
So
because
what is all VQ is the same as an EpiPen, but it's much cheaper.
I guess just
Okay.
a cheaper adrenaline. I mean, it's all Epi.
I mean, that's what the Aquatic News Network is saying he has. And it has audible instructions for it as well.
There you go. Because I will say now, if you don't sit down and you ahead of time
There you go, Rodney.
read them directions on them things in the heat of the moment, you can get a little nerved up and go, all right, what's what, and this and that. But I think it was Lee had gotten Miss Ruth one, if I remember right. But you could
He
do
got the prescription to keep one there
yes.
after Miss Reed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I was talking about the practice.
Oh yeah, he ordered it like on Amazon or something. The fake one, like just for you to practice. But
Yeah, so if there's anybody around, instead of burning one up and you just don't want to hit yourself with no adrenaline out of the blue, but uh, it is a good thing to keep in your mind. So, God forbid, if you ever have to use one, you're not delaying a few seconds trying to figure out how in the world do I get this contraption to work. CDC got a good trade going on. Tell the doc, say, hey, look,
much cheaper version of the okay. Sorry, I was reading this one.
but well, yeah, we're gonna go on and wrap her up for the evening.
Yes.
Thank you everybody for riding it out with us.
Everybody. And Blaine, it was really good to see you.
Yes,
again.
sir. Absolutely.
And Mr. Mike Conley, if you're still with us.
He probably in here just lurking in the shadow.
Well, he has a hard time seeing the chat though.
But we gotta love it.
Oh,
Thank you, Joey.
Joey.
Hit it.
What?
I hit the.
We appreciate you, Joey,
Yes, sir.
very much.
I was trying to hit the. There you go.
Like it, but it wouldn't let me heart it.
It let me harder. Did it do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And I'll be getting with you on your website tomorrow for the flashlight thing for Jack and Danae.
Boy, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think I'll use the EpiPen next time I go for a blood pressure reading.
I don't know what's going on, Doc. I'm nerved up and everything.
You took the words right out of my mouth. They say that's why we miss you, boy. Thank you, Barnhill. I really appreciate all y'all's prayers.
Yes, yes. We pray for
Everybody.
y'all as well on this prayer list here, y'all.
And we pray over that prayer list a few times a day. That's what we're supposed to do for each other. So, all right, guys, I'm out for real. I can't sit here no more. We will see y'all probably on Grayson's chat tomorrow night. Talk to everybody if he goes live.
Yes. All right. Till
Good
then,
night.
God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one.
Y'all take care.
Y'all have a good one.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunline Bees.